Death Star, man.
Nobody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
Well, it's the final countdown. Andor next week. We got all the Disney Plus Day stuff. And D23. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe. Of course, with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey, Doug, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We got lots to talk about this week.
Yeah. There's they just dumped a whole bunch of stuff on our lap, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of like little stuff, but it's a lot of like substantive stuff, like
right stuff that we've been actually waiting for and wondering about. Yeah, I like it.
I mean, we got dates.
Yes.
So we got stuff to put on the calendar and get ready for, as if like right now we needed that, right? Like,
yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, they got a show coming out next week. Let's give them a bunch of other shit to put on their calendar.
Exactly. That's that's why you got to have the separate Star Wars calendar. That's
right. So, I guess first up is the Bad Batch.
Heck yeah.
We've been wondering.
This was supposed to be
a big mystery.
It was supposed to originally, like way back, it was supposed to be coming out this fall, right?
Right.
And fall's about here. So yeah. In fact, they did have a date at one point, and then that went away, and then it was like back again on like I think the Australian Disney Plus site or something like that, and then that went away, and then
right.
Things like that. So,
but never any like real official announcements, right? And there was like right afterwards, it was just silence. It was radio silence for a minute on the Bad Batch. It's like, did they do one season and they're just done?
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question, really. But
I think it was like
really.
I think it was just in the minds of fans, right? I don't think it was ever in question from a Lucasfilm standpoint, and I think they even alluded to like it wasn't over. But I think there were a lot of people that were feeling that way. Like, did they just like kind of ghost cancel this?
Well,
like, they're doing all this other stuff and this just not being talked about.
Right. So, okay. I knew I was remembering something on this. I've got so I just did a search and oh, dang it. Okay. Yeah, it says Star Wars The Bad Batch will release on September 28th, 2022. That's what it originally was. They actually said that.
And this
was the original posters announcing season 2 put the release date in the fall. Thankfully, Disney Plus announced the actual release date a few days after the trailer was released, which was September 28th. And then all that went away.
Right.
So, and then it was just like, we were kind of in limbo, like, well, what's going on? Because everyone took note. Hey, it was the fall. It was the 28th, and now it's gone. Like, when's this coming out? So yeah, that's what I was getting at. So
yeah, I think there were some fears that just with everything going on, it was like maybe it's not coming back.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't think. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think they do that more with directors and writers and stuff than shows.
It's true. It's true, but like at the same time, animation is like I think it's Clone Wars trauma, right?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
I mean, it just stopped.
Yes.
Unresolved, unfinished.
That did happen. Yes.
And that happens with animation a lot.
Right.
There's very rarely a resolution when it comes to animation.
True.
And I think that just there was some old Clone Wars trauma there, and we're just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's just done?
Yeah, I know.
Do I have to write a letter?
Yeah, we've done this before. Yeah.
We've done this dance.
Exactly.
But anyway, we got a date now. January 4th.
Not too far down the road then.
It's a little far out of fall.
It's out of fall. Yeah, I mean, we're in the dead of winter at that point for sure, but you know, be all right. Come inside from shoveling snow and watch my Star Wars. I'll be all right.
Cool, right?
Some hot chocolate and some Bad Batch.
Yeah, I get to, my fingers are numb, and I get to watch some clone troopers go numb.
Right.
Stormtroopers, really.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
A little of both.
But that's exciting. I'm
It
excited
is.
to see Bad Batch come back. I really enjoy these characters.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, that's announcement number 1.
All right.
Not a lot. It's not a lot. They didn't.
No, but it's good.
So, announcement number 2. This one came with a trailer.
Ooh.
Tales of the Jedi.
Ah, yes.
So, Tales of the Jedi, I guess we'll put the release date out there first. That's coming October 26th.
Right.
That's going to pretty much follow up Andor, right?
Well, I think Andor will still be running.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with 3 episodes releasing?
So you're going to have 9 episodes after that, I believe, of Andor.
12?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh. So, yeah, we're going to have overlap.
Exactly.
Holy crap.
I know.
What are we going to do?
Watch more Star Wars.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, I guess one thing you're looking at here, this is 6 shorts.
Right.
I'm watching this trailer. I'm like, how are these shorts?
Just judging from the trailer, it looks like these are going to get fairly in depth, doesn't it?
It seems that way.
Yeah, and
It seems that way. I mean, I felt like I watched 6 shorts in the trailer.
right.
So,
I mean, it all depends on what they mean by shorts, because
I guess in modern day Star Wars, 30 minutes is a short.
well, right. I just wonder though, because if a short's going to be 10 minutes, okay, I could see them getting some story in there, but
Right.
some of the stuff that they've had in the recent past has been, these 2 or 3 4-minute shows, and it's like,
Right. I
okay.
think like some of the longest Disney shorts are like, 7 minutes, something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
So, I mean, 7 minutes, I don't see that with what I've seen in this trailer.
Right. It certainly appears as though it's going to go deeper than that, a little longer. So,
I mean, it looks like this is Ahsoka with the circle of clone troopers stunning her.
right.
I mean, it looks like that sequence is going to take 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And Anakin, man, that's some training right there, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whew.
Heck yeah. I mean, I think that goes past Mr. Miyagi a little bit, like,
I'll tell you what. Like, I'll say this from a training standpoint, as someone who's trained people in my profession, right?
uh-huh.
I think it would be more effective with the taser.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Yes.
I shouldn't say taser. Taser's gonna kind of knock you out for a second. You're not gonna be like right back at it. At least a cattle prod, right? Like
Right.
just like a little quick, like,
Yeah. I need you to put this bracelet on.
oh man, if I had a button,
Yeah.
oh man. Try again.
Oh, I feel bad for your trainees.
I don't do it. Pretty sure that's illegal.
But you're thinking about it.
I'm just saying it would be effective.
Right.
And obviously, it's in Star Wars.
Right.
I kid. Don't report me. I mean, I say that. But yeah, I mean this young Dooku stuff. Oh man, I did not see that coming. Did they mention Dooku in the release that they had?
Yes.
They did.
Yes.
Why was I blindsided by this?
I don't know. As I understand it, this is going to
Pay
be
attention better.
yeah. This is going to
I need a shock collar.
right. Yes, you do. Yeah, so long as I get the button. This is going to focus on young Ahsoka and Dooku and basically his walking away from the Jedi.
I thought there were 3.
I think they're going to be kind of split. Like, if I understand correctly, there's going to be like 3 episodes of each kind of storyline.
Okay.
And they did say this is going to be all released together. So all of, it's going to be the, all the shorts, binge them all on the same day on release day. So it's not, you're not going to have to wait like week after week for them.
Oh yeah, that'd be
torture. Yeah.
That'd be absolute torture. It's like, here's 9 minutes of Star Wars and you get 9 more minutes next week.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to boot this up in 6 weeks, dude. Like, screw you.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's cool. I like that they're, wait, hold on a second. Did they refer to Visions as shorts? I believe they did.
Did they? They might have. I don't know.
Star Wars Visions is a collection of animated short films.
There you go. Short films.
They just say shorts.
Right.
Words might matter here.
It's possible.
Because how long were the Visions episodes? I think most of them were somewhere around like 12 minutes, right?
Yeah, it varied, but yeah, somewhere 12, 15, something like that, maybe.
I really hope that's what they're establishing for a Star Wars short, right? Like,
yeah,
15 minutes, somewhere in there. So it's not quite an animated episode, 36 minutes.
Right. Like, well, something made for TV would be about 22. So 12 to 15, somewhere in there, that'd be perfect for a short,
And technically it's short, right? Like, it's not a full episode.
Right.
10 minutes off. So yeah, I like that. I hope that's what it is.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But I mean, I guess if you got a sneak peek of all 3 episodes for Ahsoka and all 3 episodes for Dooku, then we might be looking at like true shorts, like real short.
Possible. Yeah.
Another question.
Yeah.
You buy young Dooku here?
Do I buy him?
Yeah. Does it look right to you?
It looks well enough. Except
because he's standing next to Mace Windu, who looks just like Mace Windu in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. See, this is the thing, right? I mean, when we see Dooku for the first time, he's gray. And
right.
So I don't know where in the timeline these shorts are going to be hitting, but I'm getting the impression from this. Are we going to go into this trailer now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting the impression from this trailer, this is happening between episode 1 and 2.
It's sure what it looks like.
So
that's where I'm getting, like, do you buy this?
Right. Unless we see something where, Dooku gets like force lightninged by Palpatine or something like that, and he turns him gray. Hey, you never know.
It's just enough to turn him gray.
Right.
And make him look distinguished.
Okay, you know what though? As I'm kind of watching this as we are talking. Oh no, that might be. I don't know. Hold on. It's one of those things here. I gotta like.
All right,
Dooku. Okay, there's another version of Dooku here with no facial hair. So this has got to be set in different portions of the timeline of his timeline.
Well, I'm sure, but like the Mace Windu thing's what threw me the most, man.
Oh yeah, well,
because I instantly thought of like Back to the Future, right?
Okay.
Like, oh, it's Strickland. Jeez, did that guy ever have hair?
Oh, right.
like
Yeah.
kind of like that. Like he looks the same.
Well, didn't we talk about this? Sam Jackson could walk back in and play Mace Windu any day, so it'd be, it kind of makes sense.
I guess that's what they're going for.
Right.
Mace is coming back.
Right.
This is confirmation.
Of nothing. But yes, I mean, it kind of makes sense to me that way.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of jarring where they're like, stand down, Dooku. I'm like, that's Dooku?
Yeah, well, that part that you're referring to, here's what I took away from that. Now this, it might just be my Star Wars brain, that portion. It's not the left side, the right side is, that portion way in the back. I feel like we might be getting set up for a scene. I don't want to say scene, but a story where, Mace Windu saying Palpatine's it's too dangerous to be left alive to Anakin, right? Yet Dooku was probably saying something very similar to Mace back when all this was going on, but Mace was like, stand down. No. Right? I got a feeling we're going to see some sort of a parallel there.
All right, here's my other question.
Yeah.
This character standing with Dooku, this Jedi Padawan, is what I take from that, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
Is that Qui-Gon?
oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely Qui-Gon. In fact, I'm trying to scrub through to that portion. Yep. So I do have the subtitles on, and it says Qui-Gon Jinn. Master, stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the only thing that stands out to me, and the only reason I feel this way, is because of the look of Mace Windu.
Okay.
Like, that's the only hang up.
Wow.
Because I got this other still where he's kind of like, you got this Dooku character taking a breath, right? Taking a breather for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I see it. I could see this being a young Dooku.
Right.
Why the hell does Mace Windu look the exact same?
Because he is immortal. I don't know.
Like, he didn't get any younger?
Hey.
Like, he was just born grown up.
Yeah.
Weird. It's weird to me.
I don't know. For some reason, that's not what stuck out to me. I mean, did you happen to notice, Joe, that Yaddle was in this?
Yeah.
Do you think that we're going to end up seeing the demise of Yaddle since we don't see her in episode 2 and 3? Could Dooku take out Yaddle?
Knowing Dave Filoni? Yes.
Yes. I mean, almost makes sense here, doesn't it? Hey.
You just hear Dave Filoni in the background like, quiet laugh.
Right. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be good to me. I like it.
I don't disagree. I found that one little thing, and it's not like me to go finding a gripe.
I was going to say, this one's like digging at you pretty good too.
It is. And it's not normal. But like, he just looks exactly the same as the Clone Wars. And I'm like, why is he the same and everybody else is younger? Like, I got the impression that I mean, Qui-Gon Jinn looked older than Mace Windu in, episode 1.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Totally.
And right here, Mace Windu looks like he's about 10 years older than Qui-Gon Jinn.
This is animation. They already had the model made. They just reused it. Come on, Joe.
Oh, that's totally what they did. And I'm just saying, really?
Hey, You got to work within your budget limitations.
Like
So-
I even went and I got a still here with. I mean, it's literally the same character.
Yeah.
It's really sticking with me, and I don't know why. And I kind of wanted to see a younger Mace Windu. You know, maybe.
Here I'm like, I got these like possible plot points and stuff. I'm thinking, this could be like good, you're like, Mace doesn't age. It's funny.
I mean, everything else looked cool. So like I had. It's just like. It's like, okay, you see baby Ahsoka, young Dooku, young Qui-Gon Jinn,
Right?
same Mace Windu.
You know who else looks the same? Yoda.
Okay. Yoda's what? 870 years
something
old?
Years old, yes. Exactly.
You know where else Yoda looked pretty much the same? The High Republic.
Right. I bet.
So let's calm down. But I'm like looking at this, like I said, I got this just frozen right here. Mace Windu could have been in the High Republic.
Probably.
When he was young.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, that's the other thing. Right towards the end, this guy confronting Ahsoka.
Oh yeah. So you had subtitles on, right?
Yeah.
Inquisitor?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Inquisitor.
What's with the bird mask?
Right. And that's a young Ahsoka. So what's going on there?
Is it a young Ahsoka?
I'm pretty sure. At least the trailer's making it look like a young Ahsoka.
Because you got a still shot of the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
You're looking at his left arm.
Hold on. Oh, the Imperial Cog.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Wow.
That's not a young Ahsoka.
If that's an older Ahsoka, that's a different model. Maybe it's the
It's prior to Rebels.
Right, definitely prior to Rebels.
So you're talking
Okay.
this could be relatively early.
Yeah.
You figure you have what? About 15 years to work with, right?
Yeah,
Before
probably
Rebels?
so. Yep. Totally.
So throw it in the middle, right? Just
Yep.
7 years in.
Okay, makes sense. So that could be an early Inquisitor. Yeah.
Yeah. When they wore
Interesting.
bird masks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that too, like, and that made me go and look at it. I saw the subtitles like Inquisitor. I'm like, what the hell?
So what that means though is that Inquisitor is going to die.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because I mean, Vader was caught off guard in Rebels when he sensed Ahsoka's presence. The apprentice
Ooh, I didn't think he
lives.
had to die right then, but yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Although Vader seems to have amnesia.
Amnesia?
Yeah, because he's like, Obi-Wan.
Oh, no.
It's a presence I have not felt since.
Yeah.
So he can't like pin it down.
Well, I think at that point he knew, but he just didn't say it out loud in front of the stormtroopers.
Well, I guess, yeah, you got a good point too, because Ahsoka, they did kind of stage her death, right?
Right.
In the end of
Clone
season
Wars.
7.
Yeah.
So he was led to believe that she's gone.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, sucks for this guy.
Yeah, he's gone. Because he cannot report back to Vader. Yeah, I faced off against this Togruta. 2 lightsabers. Wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah, that'll kind of narrow it down.
Exactly.
Does she light both in this?
In that scene, I'm not sure. I don't know.
She doesn't light anything. If she only lights one,
Right, well, yeah.
she only lights one. She could be Shakti.
Right.
Or no, we saw her. Did we
Yeah.
see her die?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Didn't we?
No.
No?
No. Because if I remember right, in the first Force Unleashed game, you faced off against Shakti because they did not show Shakti die.
Ah, okay.
If I'm remembering right.
Okay.
So if he's just got Togruta, good to go.
Yeah. I gotta say, this show's gonna I think it's gonna be a little deeper than we were expecting. We were expecting it
Oh,
originally.
I mean, hands down, like
Yeah.
just looking at this, yeah, it's gonna go deeper than we imagined,
Yeah, totally.
which is good because I mean they're throwing a title on it like Tales of the Jedi.
Oh,
and
I
it's
know.
like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was a little irritated about that, but so far it's looking pretty good.
as long as you're not Mace Windu.
Okay. All right. Yes. Mace Windu was born as an adult. So, yes.
Yeah, I mean he's just been an adult his whole life. Like,
Exactly.
guy doesn't age.
Right.
Weird.
Totally
Very
weird.
weird. All right. Moving on. I don't think there's anything else we can pull out of this.
No, probably not. I think we
Beat it to death.
beat it to death. Yeah. Yeah.
So another big announcement. Kind of. Sort of. Rumor.
Yeah.
Ezra Bridger.
Yeah.
So big rumor. One of those rumors that looks like this is real.
I was going to say, it says reports indicate.
Yeah.
So it's got to be real.
That just makes it rock solid.
Exactly.
Was it last week we were talking about this?
Oh, yes. Yes. Titles and everything? Headlines?
Headlines
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yes.
Pretty sure I titled that episode Lying Eyes.
Oh. Okay.
Because, I mean, they're flat out saying, Iman, oh man, I'm going to butcher this guy's name. I started reading it. I'm like, shit.
I'm going to say Iman
Esfandi?
Esfandi. Yeah.
So, Iman Esfandi to play Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Ahsoka Disney Plus series. That sounds pretty definitive.
Yeah.
And then I read it. Its reports indicate that. Like, God.
Yeah. What reports? Who's reporting?
Yeah. Who? And then you get over here and it's like, well, until we get confirmation from Lucasfilm.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's just a rumor. But looks solid.
Yeah, totally.
It makes sense that this would happen. And then I have a question.
Wait. What do you mean makes sense this would happen?
In Ahsoka?
Oh, having Ezra?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Who's playing Thrawn? Because if Ezra's there,
yeah. See, that's the thing. They're going to announce Ezra because I think, everyone's going to assume Ezra's got to be in it for sure. But they're not going to tell us who's playing Thrawn because that's going to be a secret.
I mean, apparently this is still a secret because, like, reports indicate.
Well, yeah, I know.
Like, who told you? My cousin.
My cousin, yeah. I mean, I don't think we are going to. I don't know, man.
I'll say this. If this is true, this is the most solid leak in a long time.
Yeah, totally. It does seem kind of like a firm leak, right?
Yeah.
It's like the only thing keeping us from saying this is absolute is an announcement from Lucasfilm. Yeah.
Right. So it's the most solid one in a while. And it like I should say, if true, it's the most solid one in a while.
Right.
They've done a really good job in the Disney era of keeping things under wraps.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, we were calling BS on a leak from the Obi-Wan Kenobi set. It's like, oh wow, that was real.
That one was real. That one was totally real. Yeah.
So maybe we've reached a point where it's gonna get a little harder to control because they're doing too much.
I got a feeling that is going to be the case because you're doing more productions all at the same time, which means more crew, more people. That's going to be harder to keep wraps on for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, we didn't even talk about it last week. It ended up on the cutting room floor, as it were. Cell phone footage, right? From the set of The Mandalorian. Showing Bo-Katan fighting another Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot
So we
about
didn't
that.
even get to it.
Right. You're right.
And it's weird because that's like a leak, right?
Yep. Yeah. Totally a leak. Yeah.
So, maybe that's where we're at now. There's so much going on that keeping all of this under wraps is just tougher.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking is I want to see photos of Jason Isaacs on set.
That would be amazing.
I mean, he's my number one pick. I'm totally biased on that.
Yeah. I mean, you see him walking from makeup with the hood on, right? And it's like all you got to do is have the wind come across and catch a little bit of blue paint on the face, and you're gonna be like, "That's it. There's Thrawn." Right. You know, because really, to be perfectly honest about it, we don't know if we're gonna even see Thrawn this first season of Ahsoka.
Stop it.
Ha ha ha. Yeah.
I mean, they lit the fire.
Oh, they did? Well, hey. Ahsoka's looking for Thrawn.
Yeah. Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
Where's your master? Where's Thrawn? I'm like, hell yeah.
Well,
here we go. Let's go.
She took a break to go talk with Luke. So she's not looking that hard.
You just want to burst my bubble right now. Like that's where we're at.
Where are we at?
You're just trying to burst my bubble. Like,
oh, I'm trying. Yeah.
Like one of the characters that they've jumped in, like in the books and stuff, is Thrawn, right?
Yep.
They've jumped in, gone wild. 6 books in the Disney era,
right?
I feel like they're doing this character, man. Like it's just that.
Yeah,
they've committed.
I think you're right. I mean,
you know, it's they found a character from the expanded universe that they could latch onto and help usher in this new era of Star Wars. You know, they knew they knew where they wanted to kick off, and that was the sequel trilogy. They wanted to end the Skywalker saga. But going forward, they found an anchor point.
Right.
And that was Thrawn.
Well, you could say Thrawn, but the Ghost Crew, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Dave Filoni left it to where you didn't have much choice.
Yeah, right.
Ezra and Thrawn are together.
Yes.
So, haha, suckers, if you want to do Thrawn, you got to bring my characters along for the ride.
Exactly.
But no, I think Ahsoka was a simple choice too, right? Like,
oh, totally. Yeah, we've talked about her popularity amongst fandom.
Yeah, her popularity amongst fandom, just her reach across the saga.
Yeah, and every generation of fan, right?
Yeah,
totally.
And it's just she's the longest spanning character,
right?
I mean, aside from 3PO and R2. It's 3PO, R2, and Ahsoka.
Yeah, but in the timeline, Ahsoka's been around longer. No,
negative.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. Right. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would think that we would have way more rumors and stuff about who's going to be Thrawn.
You would think.
I don't know. Maybe that's the one thing that they're just clamping down tight on.
Could be. It would make sense. Like if there's a character you're going to protect at this point,
Right.
it seems like the no-brainer. I mean, not to diminish Ezra. Like Ezra's great, right?
Yeah.
I really had come to like that character by the end of Rebels. But, I mean, Thrawn is an era-spanning character. Not just in the current canon, but just era-spanning altogether.
Right.
This is the one character that's really spanning the gap of the old and the new.
Yeah, true. I mean, you're absolutely right about that. Any Star Wars fan from back in the 90s, right? You know, the dark times when we didn't have anything coming. You had the books, and the books started with Thrawn, and you know, anyone who got into them from way back then is going to be curious to see how Thrawn is portrayed in live action, for sure. You know,
I mean, it's one of the longest running clamoring from the books for live action, right?
yeah.
I mean, they already blew up the other ones that people clamored for.
right. How many people, you know, just wanted them to make the Heir to the Empire series, like the sequels. Yeah.
Just do it. Like
Yeah.
it's written for you.
Right. Just make it. Yep.
Yeah, a ton.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's Thrawn? That's my question. All right. Moving on. A Jedi Returns.
Ah, yes. A Jedi Returns.
So a look behind the scenes, Obi-Wan Kenobi. This was one of those, it was a behind the scenes, but it was like a crew love letter to Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, this thing was awesome because this was done kind of like in the same way that George used to do the behind the scenes making of stuff as he was shooting, you know, like this was all done with intent, right? And well thought out, and they had a lot of cool stuff to say in it. So,
Mm-hmm.
You know, I how do you put this? There was a lot of stuff in there. I thought they did a nice job of getting a little something out of, you know, all of the main characters and touching on, you know, just about everybody and their role and, you know, how they felt their role helped the character of Obi-Wan along. But,
Right. I gotta say one thing.
yeah.
Moses Ingram.
Yeah.
I really liked what they did with her in this. I feel like this is the realest we got to see her. It's so easy when you do these late night shows and stuff. Like they ask you, "Oh, have you always been a Star Wars fan?"
Right.
It's so easy to get caught up in that.
Right.
And her comments in this, I thought were so real. She's like, "This is the dream I didn't know I had."
Yeah, exactly.
And when she said that, I was like, "That is beautiful."
Right.
That is beautiful because, okay, yeah, she talked about like, "Oh yeah, I always, you know, like Star Wars, you know, things like that in all her past interviews." But I never really got the impression that she was like all in before.
Right. She wasn't.
And
the
then to
giants,
hear this
yeah.
like real, like this is the dream I never knew I had.
Right.
That connected the pieces. Like, okay, yeah, you appreciated Star Wars for what it was.
Right.
You may not have been a fan.
Right.
It wasn't your thing. and then you did it, and you realize like, wow, I didn't know I really wanted to do this, but now that I've done it, this was so fun. It was, that was so real to me, and I really enjoyed that.
Yep, that was good.
It gave me more appreciation for her as an actress, right? Like,
Right.
It was just one of those moments. It's like, wow, that was real.
Yeah, totally. The other thing that they touched on a couple times in this thing that, in a minute here, I got a couple clips, but I don't have clips of this because this was touched on in a couple spaces, and if you haven't seen it, go see it because you'll get a feel for just how much the cast appreciated who this was for and how much they love it, right? Like, this is your generation, Joe, your generation's Star Wars, right?
That hit me in the feels.
And they highlighted that, like, this is for that same generation that were kids when they saw the prequels, now, and really it's everyone's Star Wars, because I'll say it again, I've always loved it all, right?
Right.
But they I don't know, they appreciate how much love there are for the prequels now. And they highlight that. They didn't go into a negative space with it, which I appreciated. So
agreed.
And
I think that was appropriate, right? And I think we've highlighted this, being that I think we have an advantage, Doug. We are that 2-generation Star Wars fan, right?
Yeah.
So granted, you are an original trilogy fan that is like very fond of the prequels.
Yes.
But you have a special place for the original trilogy. There's just, you can't take that. That was your childhood, right? That was that childhood imagination that captured you.
Yeah.
And then I had that same thing with the prequels.
Sure.
So while I have an appreciation for the original trilogy, the prequels was like, you can kind of claim a little ownership with your generation, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, if you ask me on most days, I'm going to tell you, like, Episode 3 is my film, right? Like, that's my favorite Star Wars film. And it's just that, these are the films I saw in theaters. It's just fond memories.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before where we're going to hit this again with the sequels.
Oh, yeah.
When the kids that grew up with the sequels, get to our age.
Yep.
We are going to have this moment again.
Absolutely. We can only hope, right? I mean, that's what we're shooting for as fans. Yeah.
Right. This, like, again, it's not our favorite, right?
That far down the road. No, but I'd be there to watch what comes next for sure, Absolutely.
But like, we can respect that ownership that you take.
Yes.
Is ownership the right word?
Yeah. Yeah, because in a sense,
pride.
Yes. That ownership, that pride, that this is my Star Wars, right. Basically. Yeah.
We can respect that, looking at it from that angle.
Right.
So the fact that they highlighted that in this was really great.
Yeah. Totally.
This is the kids that grew up with this. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Heck yeah.
And they talk about that and they're like, that's who we were shooting for with like these scenes and stuff like that. And like, that grabbed us.
Right.
Those of us that grew up with the prequels were like those moments that we latched onto. Because that's the continuation of our Star Wars.
Yep.
It's a multi-generational thing. And it's cool to see them acknowledge that. It's just, you feel like they really do. they really do have the best interests of Star Wars at heart. Like,
Absolutely.
whether they nail it all the time or not,
Right.
They do have it
Yes.
up there.
Yes. I'll agree with that. 100%. So, let's get into a couple of these clips. This one, I had to do this one just because, this is, classic. But, everyone needs a chuckle. So here's this.
I mean, you warned me. You had the high ground.
If I had $1 for every time someone's told me I had the high ground.
Yeah, I'm sure Ewan has heard that about 1 billion times. So that's
Along with, hello there.
hello there. Exactly. Well, I didn't clip that part, but as Hayden's walking up to Ewan, he says it. Hello there. Had to do that too. But yeah, I just thought that was funny.
No, it was great.
So this next one here, this is basically Hayden talking about his first day on set, and this really kind of encapsulates, what we were just talking about, how everyone working on the project feels about the project, and about each other. So
My first day on set was a really special day. I was Anakin from Episode 3 era. When I got to set, I was told that Ewan had already finished for the day and that they were trying to send him home, but he was insisting on staying to be there for my first shot back. I was looking for him. I was like, where is he? And they were like, he's standing by the camera for your eye line. And they pointed off way in the distance, 200-300 feet away. And I was like, I can't really see him. And so I shouted to him. I was like, Obi-Wan! I saw a hand go up. And then I really, felt his presence. It was a very emotional thing. Not just reuniting as these characters, but also as friends. It was like going back in time. It was so cool.
So that alone really encapsulates just how much they all care about this project and about working with each other. I mean, Ewan's done for the day. Hey, you go home, man. Take it easy. Go home. Like, no, Hayden's getting started. I want to be here for that. It's like, wow.
It adds a real human element to all this, right?
Right.
It's easy to get lost in the characters and stuff like that, but they're people.
Absolutely. Yes.
And these bonds that they create, they did those 3 films, and they created a real bond over time doing those 3 films. And coming back and doing it again just reignited that. Like, that's so cool.
It is cool.
So cool. And the chemistry shows, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
The chemistry between those two is phenomenal. Always has been.
Yes, totally.
Always has been. I mean, you can talk about the clunky dialogue and whatever in episodes 2 and 3 and whatever, but that chemistry between Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen it's real, man. It's really good.
Absolutely.
You'll never hear about the clunky dialogue between the two of them. You might hear cheesy, right?
Right.
The word cheesy get thrown out there, but like, you can be cheesy and have chemistry at the same time.
Yes.
It was never clunky between those two.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. It was good. Yeah.
What's with the laugh?
Nothing. I was just going to start quoting movies, and it's like, oh, we haven't got time for that.
Stop this shit right now.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, I was going to start quoting clunky dialogue. Anyway,
I think they picked a really good scene for. I think it was right after that, right? And they're, Master, I was trying to find a speeder in the right, like.
Oh yeah, a speeder I really liked. Yeah. You know me, yeah.
And that's perfect, right?
Yeah. It falls right in line with what you're talking about. It's like,
Yeah, that whole sequence. Tell me there's not chemistry there.
Yeah, totally. So this whole thing goes beyond even the cast, right? So the crew is just as dedicated, and this next one here, this kind of embodies how that goes on set sometimes. It's funny because Ewan he lays it all out there, but when there's something going on and that really matters, everyone's going to be there for it.
I came on set to do this scene in this mining village set. And there was just like loads of people standing around. Like, of course, there's a big crew and everything, but it was odd. There was a lot of people just standing. But then I realized why. Vader walks out at the end of the street. It was like gobsmacking. Everyone's there to see Vader. And I go, oh, that's what it is.
So
He's being really diplomatic there
yeah,
because he's a producer on this film,
uh-huh.
and he's just thinking, "What the hell are you people doing here? Am I paying all of you?"
Exactly, right. Right. Yes. But
Like this just seems like a waste of money.
yeah. Yeah, it's probably what he was thinking at first, right? And then, oh yeah, it's the Vader scene, right?
Mm.
Yes, we got to make sure this goes right. Yep,
Got it.
and all these people. Yep, right. Yes, but even for all the fans who are on the crew working on Star Wars, okay, here's the first time we're gonna have Hayden all suited up. Well,
Right.
yeah, they're going to be there for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
mean, absolutely. I do find it odd that he was like, "Why are they all here? Aren't you a producer? You don't know that you're shooting a Vader scene today?"
Oh, man. He's got too many roles, right? He's a producer. He's also in it, right?
Right.
So he's got to focus on showing up and saying the words. Listen to me, like, make it sound like it's easy. But yeah, I don't know. He probably does have a lot on his mind when he's doing something like that.
Right. But I'm just like, man, you didn't read the script?
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure. It probably just didn't click,
Like, what the script had, man? Like, random dude walks down the street.
Random dude.
Like, holy shit, it's Vader!
Oh, he has a moment in this documentary where he talks like that, too.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, I get that. Like, when you got Vader chasing you,
right? Like, oh my god, yeah.
Like reading it's one thing, right? Like,
yes.
okay, like, yeah, Darth Vader chases me, and then when Vader's chasing, you're like, oh my god, this is like, whoa.
Exactly.
And with the way they got him suited up and the way that costume looked, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love when you see these behind the scenes, right? You see
Yes.
like kind of the raw footage.
Yes.
And like you compare looking at Vader in raw footage back in the day, right? To now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be scary.
Totally. Yeah, and even
Like especially if you put yourself in an actor's shoes, right? Like I got to put myself in the scene. I got to be committed to it. Right?
right.
And then they throw that at you and you're like, "Holy what the?"
But okay, so you talk about being in the actor's shoes, right? They show Hayden getting put into all the prosthetic makeup and everything, all the burn makeup and all that. And he's waxing on about how, what it is to be Vader and what his mindset is at this point in time. And everything he's going through in his head to be this character,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's not like you didn't put any thought into it. It's like, I got to put the suit on now, you know? No, it's like put serious thought into it, you know, and really considered what it means to be this character at this point in time.
Oh, yeah.
So very cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So Joe, do you recall, what was it that, Liam Neeson said last time we heard from him about returning to Star Wars?
Oh, it was if it were a film, maybe. Right? There's something like that. If it were a film, maybe, but the TV thing,
I think it had something to do also with like, yeah, if it was a film and the price is right, you know, kind of thing, right? Something like that.
Oh, so basically lies.
Right. Yeah.
Lies.
So
He had lies on the mind.
yeah. Here's how he approaches it in this.
I spoke to Deborah a number of months ago, and she told me that Ewan was going to do this series. And Deborah, just something towards the end, where Obi-Wan has gone through some journey, and he's reaching out for help, and you're not there as Qui-Gon Jinn. And then he sees you. And I thought, yeah, I'm on board. I'm definitely on board with that. It was at once very familiar, and at the same time I kept thinking, wait a minute, it's 24 years since we made The Phantom Menace. And here we were with a whole brand new crew. Deborah, this wonderful director. It's lovely to see you. And so the myth and the storytelling goes on.
So yeah, I like how he's totally got a way of breaking things down, right? That only Liam can.
Yeah, but
It's
he's basically breaking it down and saying, yeah, when I said that, I was lying.
yeah.
I already knew I was doing it.
Yes.
Like, because he never mentioned films before that, right?
No.
Like, it had to be a film. Like, he
Right.
never said that before that day. Like, that's
Right.
when he knew.
I think you're right.
That's when he knew. And I think we might have even mentioned that. Like,
Well, I think in that same interview, you know, they said, so, you know, Ewan McGregor's doing this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Oh, really? Is he now? Huh? Is that happening? Is Star Wars still a thing? You know,
right. He's like, I'd do it if it were a film.
yeah.
It turns out all he had to do is like, we're going to need you for like 30 seconds. Cool. I'm in.
You come in for one day's work, you know, here's $100,000 or so. Yeah. Well, sounds like a good idea. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's funny because, you know, we after watching the series, you know what he's talking about, but he has this like really, he breaks all this down, you know, like, you know, Obi-Wan's
always
trying
talk
to
about, like,
contact
Harrison.
him. Huh?
We always talked about like Harrison and Mark Hamill and stuff like that about being like some of the best liars.
Oh, right.
Or even Ewan.
Yeah, totally.
Like Ewan's the best liar. No, like Liam has this delivery. It's so chill.
Yes.
And it's so, dude, he's the best liar in Star Wars.
Absolutely. It was good.
I mean, he fooling me right there. Like, he's trying to fool us right there. Like he said that before he knew. Bull crap.
Yeah.
Bull crap, dude. Like, you knew. And
yeah.
and you decided to say, if it's not a film, I'm not doing it. When it took, like, oh, you know, he's just going to see you and you're going to say, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm sold.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. He broke it down to his most basic core components, is like without even really expressing any of the emotion, right?
Like,
of
you're
you
saying
and
before that it had to be this big thing in order for you to come back.
yeah.
And then you took like the lowest cameo in the series.
He's like, oh, so he doesn't see me at the beginning,
That's profound.
but right at the end, there I am. Oh, I'm
That's
in.
the most profound thing I've ever heard.
Exactly. It's amazing. I love it.
So yeah, basically, you knew.
Yeah. Yes.
You lied.
Yeah.
You did it really well.
Yeah. Good job. Bravo. Yeah.
Bravo. Stop acting like you didn't lie.
Right. Oh, that was good stuff.
Oh, it was great. It was great to finally see the acknowledgement that he was actually there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Because we even speculated that he might have like phoned this in, right? You know,
Either phoned it in or they did this like deep fake stuff that they're doing now.
right? Which that was the other thing.
They showed how extensive that is. Like, oh, we got their voice records for
Yeah,
since they were born.
yeah. But like even Ian McDermott was on a soundstage, you know, in prosthetics, doing the parts he did.
That was fabulous.
Oh yeah, and
That was fabulous to see.
and that was just for a hologram shot, you know. So So-
Fabulous.
Liam as a Force Ghost, again there, you know.
And I gotta say, man, seeing like I said, you get to see these unfiltered shots and these unfinished shots.
Right.
He turned around, I was like, holy crap.
Oh yeah. There's quite
Like I thought Hayden looked good leading up to all this.
Yes, exactly.
And then I saw Liam Neeson. I'm like, damn, they did good with him.
Uh-huh.
like this guy he just shows up. He didn't have all the dots all over his face and crap like they did.
Right. Exactly.
I'm sure they were like, they put all the stuff on him and they're like, wow, we ain't got to do nothing.
Right.
You're just Qui-Gon Jinn. Weird.
Yeah, absolutely. So overall, this thing was pretty darn good to watch. I do want to clue everybody in. When you go to watch it, let it roll through in the credits because there's a lot of cool celebration footage from this past celebration in there. That
It makes me mad I didn't go.
yeah, I know. But
The second they played that, I was like,
yeah. So, yeah, check it out. Make sure you watch it all the way through, and definitely worth it.
yeah, it was great. I love these things. Like, I love all this behind the scenes stuff.
Oh,
It's
so do I.
great.
Yeah.
And they're putting a ton of effort into it nowadays. Like,
Well, yeah, this was a production. That's for sure. This was
yeah, and they had a score.
yeah. This was definitely a production.
I was looking at the credits, like, holy shit.
Yeah. I you heard some of it in the clips, and it was really, really well done. So
All right. Man, now we got to condense like the last couple things here.
okay,
We're running long.
yes, we are.
Running long. So we got two things left. One teased in the beginning of the show, which is like we got to cover that.
Aha.
But next, The Mandalorian season 3
Oh, right. Yep.
got a teaser trailer. So yeah, short but sweet version of this. So
Right. Okay.
shoot, what you take from this trailer?
Well, it looks like what can I say other than everything that's been set up for us between season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett looks like it's going to be pretty rad. I mean,
Agreed.
you know.
Agreed. Live action Mandalorian versus Mandalorian
Right.
on Mandalore.
Yes.
I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what we're seeing so far. Which, yeah, okay, I get it. It looks awesome.
And What was your take on Bo-Katan there? It looked like she's chilling on the throne.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you got.
I will say this, like, they did a fabulous job with, whether that's in the volume or how much of it they actually built of that throne room versus what we saw in the Clone Wars. And it was like, wow, that
Absolutely.
looks really good.
Absolutely. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to do this. So speaking of the volume,
Yeah.
shooting back to Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Yeah.
the Jedi Returns.
Yes.
That was almost an ad for the volume too, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, because they all just stood there staring at the volume.
Yeah. And secondly, like just pointing that out, I'd love to watch a movie on the volume.
Oh, totally.
Holy
Totally.
crap, they're standing there watching this stuff. I'm like, I want to watch that.
Yep. They could probably sell tickets to that for sure.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, could you imagine being surrounded in this?
That would be amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine watching the opening sequence from episode 3
Right.
and that?
Ships everywhere.
Oh, right? The space,
Yep.
ships. Just, I mean, when you dive, you might throw up.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, that I was watching that. I'm like, man, you guys suck. I want to watch Star Wars on that screen.
Right.
It made for good shots, though.
It totally
It made
did.
for good shots. All right. So, not to shortchange the Mandalorian, but we got to get moving.
Right.
Andor. It's next week.
Andor, yes.
Next week, we got a couple new looks. We got a Disney Plus Day. What they call it?
Special look. Yep, special look.
Which I guess we'll take the short version of this. Looks great.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
assuming this is what was being shown prior to the Rogue One IMAX release.
Right. I believe it is. It's
At least close to.
it's very close from what I understand. Yes. So, very cool. Basically get to see, that whole scene where Cassian explains how he gets into Imperial facilities, pretty much in full the way it looks. And, leads right into some big action right away. So
Right into some big action
I got a feeling we're gonna,
with the local authorities.
yes, exactly. I got a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of that type of action in this. It
looks so good.
does look really good.
And then we get the last trailer.
Right.
And it builds on that, shows some other things. I gotta say, what I'm really digging here is character building.
Yes.
It really looks like they're focusing on the characters. Diego Luna had there was a real short explanation about what they were going for
Right.
in that Disney Plus Day special look. And it was all about characters. Like, yeah, you got this big, bombastic looking thing, right?
Right. Right.
The visuals are amazing.
The set, the scenery. Yeah.
Set, the scenery, like everything going on. But the focus is the characters.
Right.
You're there for the character. And that I was like, wow, this is right on. This is why Rogue One was so successful, right?
Exactly. So yeah, at the beginning of this special look, they did interview Diego Luna, like you said, along with Tony Gilroy, right? And I think I'm gonna play this little clip here. This is Tony Gilroy kind of saying the same thing, right? Because he approached this not from, oh, I'm going in to make Star Wars. He's going in. This is a story about people. Just so happens to be in the Star Wars universe. So this is kind of his way of putting it.
In this show, we deal with everything through the characters on the ground. Real behavior, real needs, real anxieties, real decisions, real moments of challenge for people. We want to be as absolutely real as we can in this massive, dynamic adventure story.
Which,
this is real.
Real, yeah. So it's I think he's making the point, using the word real to make the point that these are stories about people, and like I said, just so happens to be in the Star Wars universe. It's not necessarily all about Star Wars. It's a story of people, though.
Well, I think the approach is appropriate, right? Like, the universe isn't real,
right?
But the struggle's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
The situation's real. Like, and that, if you really think about it, that's how George wrote it.
Yes.
The universe it's fantasy. You're in a fantasy universe. The characters, it's fantasy. Everything's fantasy.
And
the situation is very real.
The stories are universal, right?
Right.
Anybody from any walk of life can take a look at these characters and insert themselves into them and go, yeah, that applies, from any angle. Doesn't matter, and that's what makes really good Star Wars. So I'm kind of excited to see this now, like really excited. So,
I mean, we talk about all the time that Rogue One is by far the best product of the Disney era. Andor might be second.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's possible. It's totally possible. And
this looks so good. I mean, I'm just take a line out of Fanboys, right? Like, what if it sucks?
Right.
Because I don't think it will.
I don't think so either. I think it's going to be excellent.
Everything I've seen so far, every trailer, every first look that, they give us a full sequence there.
Yeah.
And the whole sequence, I'm like, wow, this is good.
Right.
The actors are, the acting's top notch.
Right.
I feel like they're in this situation. I feel like they're going through this right now.
Yep.
They're passionate about what they're doing. That's one thing about Diego Luna, right? His delivery is very passionate.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's just, this is why he became a bit of a fan favorite in the first.
Yep.
First outing. So yeah, Andor, we've said it before, keep saying it. This is the sleeper, man. This is the one no one knew they wanted.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is going to be the one that's going to grab everyone.
Right. Wednesday. Get it.
Wednesday. And if it sucks, we'll eat our words, right?
Right, exactly.
But no, I don't see a situation where that's the case.
No, me neither.
With the amount of effort they put into that bit of dialogue in the scene that we've seen, this is going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. I'm all in. Can't wait.
I'm with you. All in. Cannot wait. And we don't have to wait long.
Right.
One more week. So next week we'll be back to talk about 3 episodes.
Oh, yes.
Can you believe that?
I know. It's going to be like getting a whole nother Star Wars film.
It really is. It really is. But I mean, I do anticipate we're going to be talking about 3 episodes. This is going to be slower. This is the beginning.
Yeah, true.
So, but I have a feeling we're going to be looking at a lot of rich character development. There's just not going to be much to complain about, I don't.
No, for sure.
So, one more week. The countdown's on.
Yes, the countdown is on.
All right. Well, if you have anything to add, you can always email us, show@thewordsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. We're also on social media, @thewordsandmore on Twitter, facebook.com/thewordsandmore. Find all that and all the ways to find a show over at thewordsandmore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think we about covered it.
All right. We will talk next week.